Hola. I don't know. Sounds like a poor start. No. Uh Welcome. So with this, it's another solo episode here for the Leash Dads podcast. Um Jared is unfortunately down with a few sicknesses between family, kids, whatever the situation may be. Wife, himself now, I don't know. But right now, I wanted to just take some time so you guys have some content to listen to here, um, and really get an idea of maybe like some upcoming plans, or how we really do choose our episodes from week to week, or what there it may be for all you, so you can get an understanding of what that's like. So, kind of more behind the scenes here of how we do this, uh, when it comes to recording or whatnot, or again, maybe some upcoming plans here that I never thought about. Jared probably never thought about, things like that as well. So, I'm a leash dad, right? Chained to my everyday responsibilities, such as taking care of my children, my wife, the house, everything like that, from pets and such. Um, Now, as far as our topics, right? How do we come up with our topics? Well, that's a great question. The way we come up with our topics is really one, we started a list a while back here, kind of going through what we could all talk about. Um, as you may have seen from past episodes, like the hobbies or cooking, um, bullying problems, things like that, right? We had a list for that. Use that list here. Uh, Created actually two different lists because we started doing those ranking episodes as well, just kind of picking your top five or top six, top 10, whatever we decided on that episode at that point. We'd use that ranking list, or list really, to help decide what we wanted to talk about. Typically, it did happen on the day of recording. Um, so we were coming in with that, knowing what we're going to talk about, um, a little bit ahead of time. Not like we were planning, which I think with our schedule right now, it can be a little difficult to plan ahead or things, but it's always a possibility. Um, Maybe we make some changes to that just so we're a little more prepared on both our ends here. Especially since I work in an office and uh, working with patients all day rather than being able to sit back, relax, or sit behind a computer desk. Not saying Jared's doing anything wrong either. He's doing his job right. He's supporting his family too. Um, it does become challenging when we're trying to figure out what topics to talk about and being fully prepared. Now, granted, I wouldn't say we're not prepared. We still have our ideas that we want to talk about within the episode, but maybe it could be a little more fluid, if we're there. If we had prepared from a week ahead of time or a few days ahead of time, right? Um, that's the thought process I have there. I know it can still be very difficult, though. Um, So topics like that, just kind of pick a lit, or you choose from our list, or just pick something that comes up to our mind. Um, Maybe something that's inspired by other people around us. I had a friend talk about something, and I'm like, hey, you just gave me a great idea for a topic there. Um, yeah, needless to say, we didn't use that at the time because we had something else that we wanted to use first. So eventually, here we're going. No, I don't know truthfully, I don't know what we see here. Um, the growth and everything is not what we're looking result wise. Is not happening very, very well. Um, the growth of the podcast, so it's been very difficult. Um, Still work in progress, right? I think it should be a little more developed at this point. along our tracks. I thought we've been doing a great job. I can concur, or think that Jared would concur that we are doing a great job as well. Just things aren't clicking at all for some reason. Hopefully everybody can help us with that, though. Hopefully you listeners can help us move this podcast forward a bit more, help us achieve some of those goals as well. It'd be phenomenal. In order for this to become something that really, like, talking about the community, we really want it to help out with the community here. So listeners, word of mouth, whatever you can do, help us out in regards to that. Now, let's see, upcoming plans here. Just some thoughts I wanted to share with you guys from my side of things. It's not like I'm trying to step on Jared's toes or anything, as we are partnership or partners in this. I just wanted to share my thoughts or some things I'm thinking about for podcast itself to help out. I know Jared may approve, may not, but it's not like we're moving forward with any of these. Just kind of thoughts that I wanted to again share, see what kind of traction we can make here. There's some things I want, as far as like changing up the way we do it, maybe do a recording, but also go live at the same time. Somebody has made that suggestion to me of like, have you done a live broadcast of your podcast? We have not yet. All of our episodes are pre-recorded or recorded one day, and then obviously they come out on Sunday afternoon. Kind of around the time where people are maybe a little busy or doing something. But I think it'd be a great idea to do some sort of live broadcast here. And then that way people maybe get some live audience. That might help with viewership. I think that could definitely help with viewership, actually. Maybe get the traction there. The only thing that Jared and I would have to discuss about that is what time we do that. If we would just even keep it at the same time for recording purposes, or shift it around a new day or something like that. That would be the biggest concern, is just making sure we can still make it work. Because I know there's things going on in our lives, right? Everybody's got something going on in their lives, and we want to make sure that it does in fact fit. With a bit, if we ever do jump to like a live recording or a live broadcast kind of session, how would we make that work? I used to stream in the past. I don't know if there's a way to do that now here with like our Riverside app that we have, or how we'd go about doing a live recording or whatnot. I think with the Riverside, the thing we use right now to make our recordings and everything for the podcast does in fact allow for an audience. However, I don't know if I'm too keen about that one, or if I'd rather just try to take a recording from elsewhere, such as like maybe go live on YouTube or go live on Twitch again here. So really pulling up a streaming aspect from there, and see what type of traction we can get. Which does mean there can definitely, it would work differently, kind of. Might be, I have to put some more time on my end to get the recordings edited and everything there. So, live broadcast would be one thing. The other thing that I was thinking about here as well, I know Jared and I earlier on when we first started the podcast talked about some things that we haven't necessarily brought to promise yet, which is doing like a hot wings kind of thing where we do eat some wings, maybe answer questions. I think we would have to actually have more of an audience for that first. Or maybe we do an interview style thing where one of us takes the time to interview the other. and then we eat wings together and slowly work up. It's kind of, if you have seen the hot wings episode or those hot wings interview shows where they do an interview with like a celebrity, and then the host does the questions, right, and then the celebrity answers the questions, but they both eat wings while doing it. Um, do some sort of style like that, maybe a one-on-one, like Jared and myself, um, or we do have like somebody else join us and do the wings together. That would definitely be a live setting together. So like on one computer or something like that. Um, I know I want to bring more guests in. It was fun having guests. I know it's been a while since we've done guests. Um, but maybe sometimes we're not just going to do like adults. I was thinking maybe bring kids in. Um, near towards the summer, though, of course, because I don't want to have to worry about them having to go to bed or be in bed at the time, but have them kind of talk about their maybe a little bit of what they want to talk about. Um, Now, granted, I don't think this podcast is always meant for children, especially some of the words that we do say, right? The language is that we use. Um, Maybe they're just on for 5 minutes, introduce themselves, um, something of that nature. That way, when we talk about our kids, we're not just coming up with random things. Granted, I don't think we can come up with stories like we do without it happening, right? Um, some people just have that, right, where you think, oh yeah, they're just blowing smoke. Um, they don't have a child named Arlo, or they don't have a child named Eleanor, things like that. Um, so just kind of having those kids introduce themselves. I know you've seen my baby girl multiple times uh, throughout our episodes. Obviously, she's like one of the children that does exist. Pretty sure you've seen Kane here sneaking around every now and then, or coming downstairs to do things as well. Um, but just so you guys can have a name to the face or whatnot eventually, or maybe not. I don't know. Again, upcoming ideas, plans, maybe, possibly. Um, or we just change it up. I don't know. At least Ed podcast is always going to be out there for you. And sometimes it might be a little difficult, but we'll definitely try to plan where you guys are going to have. Again, maybe we just change the schedule up too. For expectations, I know we've been doing kind of like a weekly episode, but maybe we just do every other week, something like that. That way, it's not overburdening to everybody or anything like that. Um, but at the same time, it helps keep those schedules uh, in somewhat of an alignment, and not, you guys don't necessarily have to worry about uh, anything being missed or whatnot. So giving us like a week off, every other week, not saying a week off, but every other week might be ideal at this time too. So it's not, again, feeling forced or anything like that. I think we've had an issue where it felt kind of forced or needed to happen every week. But still need to give you content, right? Um, you as listeners need content to continue, and if we skip one thing, or the expectations of having episodes every week isn't met, well, we've just lost an audience because you're expecting something and it doesn't come out. So I know upcoming here, I'm going on vacation in July, middle of July, end of July, actually, things of that nature. Um, so content might be scarce, or we just do like a double feature in a sense. Um, we'll figure that out. I know Jared was gone on vacation once, and I think we ended up doing just a double feature so we could record 2 episodes in a week. And maybe that's what we continue doing, or recording 2 episodes a week or something like that. Um, shortening up our episodes. We've done that a little bit here, as you may have noticed with some past episodes as well, just keeping it short than most. Maybe we do that again. I don't know. Or maybe we continue doing that. I think that might be easier sometimes for both Jared and myself. So just those are some things I wanted to discuss here with you folks, kind of give you guys an idea of what might be happening or could possibly happen or continue to happen with the podcast. That way, you know some of the what to expect or some things that can show up within the upcoming year or the future of the podcast. I'm sure if I go down this little dark hole a little bit here, not so much a rabbit hole, but just a dark hole, a sad kind of depressing thing. If the podcast ever did come to an end, I'm sure Jared and I would make some sort of announcement during one of our episodes of, hey, this is what's going to happen moving forward. But right now, I don't see that happening, thankfully. This is a very fun project that we enjoy doing. We just got to find some way to get you guys tuned in and attracted to it more so than what's going on now. So if you have anything, please just let us know. Help us out here. We want to build that traction with you. So thank you very much for tuning in and taking the time. You can always reach us again through Spotify here, YouTube, leave a comment and whatnot. You can email us leashdads14@gmail.com. So leashed, Leashed, dads, DADS. So LEASHEDDADS 14@gmail.com. Without further ado, guys, we'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day.